When they never, oh, young members, everybody, always no moment. People's Club, no. People's Club, I'm not People's Club, now, what I do, I the national president. Please, die, he get to it's only my one. Now, me. I don't know possible. I told you just when your man.
Whoa.
One thing first, Vice National President of People's Club in Nigeria. FFPC mambo Osoka one na Nokia. Second, Vice National President, People's Club, Nigeria. Odinkenke Nile. Chief Jonah Sobilimo. Olikuwa na Nnewi. People's Textile. Sir Joseph Osemena National Law. Na People's Club nke Nigeria. Onye ọma n'echizuru echizuru. Chief Augustine Ilodibe. Ogbuefi Nnayerugo. Ekene ndị ụwa. Chief S.M. Okonkwo.
Yeah. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to start. It's time to start. It's time to start. This is it. We are about to start. Oh, yeah. We started a little late today. It was supposed to be 10:30, but then I had to get things situated to be able to start. But now we're here. We got to start. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location or where you are. I hope everything is going well with all of us. Yeah, let me connect my earpiece so that way I'll make sure that the ear is working. Yeah, let's see if the earpiece is working really good. To make sure that the mic, I'm going to do a sound test. Yeah, it's very necessary that I do a sound test. This is good. Let's do a sound test now. Okay, let me check. Yeah, it's looking good. Okay, everything looks nice. Okay, this is it right here. I think the audio is working fine and everything is looking good. And okay, thank you so much for joining this morning, and I appreciate it. Faith, Prophetess Faith, thank you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So today I'm going to be doing some good presentation today because I spent a lot of time, getting this done. So I hope it becomes what we really need it to become. I'm going to make sure that everything is looking good. Okay. You know, I just I can tell that today is the weather today is beautiful out there. I know a lot of people are going to come out, take family members out, go have fun, and I hope that everybody enjoy their day because you really watch it. You really watch it. So today I'm going to be discussing about tech. So my conversation for today is going to be about tech. Yeah, I'm up to I I think I'm going to do some broadcast. Then I got to go take care of business. Yeah, after this broadcast, I got to go out to go take care of business. That's what I'm going to have to do today. And then later on, I'll be back home, back to the house. Yeah, I might be on some, you know, let's see how it goes. But also, I got to wish everybody happy Mother's Day. In Prophet Faith, if you're a mother, happy Mother's Day. Expecting, happy Mother's Day. Planning on having kids in the future, happy Mother's Day. Yeah. So I hope you guys are all having good time. Then, and I'm also going to bring up some of these presentations. So before I bring up the presentation, so let me get into the monologue. Every country that you are welcome, prophetess faith, you are welcome. Um, I gotta put it this way: every country, I don't, no matter how you've prepared your city, you've designed your city, you have thriving business in your city, things are thriving. Yes, you are in the right direction. But in today's day and age, I'm talking about the 21st century, the way businesses are done in the 19th century and the half part of the 20th century is not the same anymore. By the end of 20th century, things began to change. By the beginning of 21st century, things started changing, and by today, which is 2023, they have changed a lot. Because I got to tell you, 2019 and 2023 are not the same when it comes to technological improvement. What it means that technology is the fundamental vehicle that is required to power any city, to move a city forward, to connect different parts of the city into a single tap, a single stroke. Just a single stroke can make a city run or totally dysfunction. What I mean in essence is this: technology has connected our city greater than we have ever known before. Technology is the only thing that we assure revenue, that's return on your investment, especially for a city. It increases tax collection, it increases productivity, it increases efficiency at which a city itself runs. So, what do we mean by technology? A lot of companies and countries have invested greatly in technology. There are different types of technology. There is military technology, there is civilian technology. In those military technology, they are broken into different aspects. We have space, we have land, we have radar mounted on different parts of the city to monitor incoming missiles, to monitor beside incoming missiles, to monitor the air transportation, monitor land transportation, be able to communicate between missiles and missiles, be able to communicate with the outer space, satellite mounted on the outer space. These are also military technologies. Then when you And even companies like Raytheon, when they produce ammunitions like cruise missiles, they need technology in order to communicate between the deployed and the base at which the military um, officers stay to deploy their missiles. They also require satellite guidance to guide the missiles to its target. So all these things are sequences that happen at the same time, just by a stroke of a button on a computer. The objection is executed. But these things cannot be done without technology. Then on the civilian part, you have air transportation, you have land transportation, you have sea transportation, you have rail transportation, you have a water transportation. All those things also happen due to the fact that they all correspond with each other with the aid of technology. These are civilian technology. So, what I'm saying in essence is this: technology is the most vital avenue for a society to function in the 21st century. I went to school for engineering, graduated University of North Texas, studied mechanical and aerospace, University of Texas at Arlington. But in my years at the university, one thing that I've come to realize, even after university, is that a lot of things about us can't just happen without technology playing a major role. The days of analog are gone. In fact, the newest technology right now that is in discussion is called the AI. I got to take off this dark glass so that you guys can see my face, see my eyes really good. Or if this is a little bit dark, I will change it too. So AI, right, is going to change the way we do business. I will assure you that it's going to change the way we work. It's going to change the landscape. But at the same time, AI, to my opinion, has to be restricted. But that is not the discussion for today. It's just that I brought it up in order for us to see that technology will not go back. Then, when you talk about road transportation, the cars today are very smart. Like if you drive like 2022 car, I would say something from 2014 or 2013 or 2012, as far back as 2012. Most of these cars have what we call lane departure warning. Some of them have collision warning. Then when you step into 2020, 2021, the information system on a car, which is the dashboard, electronic dashboard, right, has also changed drastically. Some of them, some of them are some of those are buttons that we used to see in the car back in the days and now touch tones. All you have to do is to touch the screen, you can move the screen, you can zip away what you don't want to see. That is the change in technology. These are things we used to watch when we were little kids on Star Wars, but they are in our cars today on our dashboard. So and now you also have what we call unmanned vehicle. I'm not talking about the aerial unmanned vehicle UAV. No, I'm talking about cars that are unmanned, driverless cars. That's the future of automobile. But that doesn't mean that there won't be a driver sitting on the chair. No, there got to be somebody sitting on the seat in case of malfunction, because this is how it happens. When you're driving on a road, there are those are in between lanes. There is this aluminum plastic. Is combination is well. Let me put it this way: it's more of a ceramic, not a ceramic. I'm sorry. More of a composite material. So no matter the weight of the vehicle that drives on that stuff, you see it on the highway all the time. When you driving on the right direction, it's kind of a gray or silver shining. But if you're driving on the wrong direction of that highway or the street, now it's red. So the red means danger. You're driving on the wrong way. You're going on the wrong direction. So turn around. That's what the red is. I know that sometimes some of us don't even know that. I do show it to friends on the street when we drive. Some of them are like, wow, I've never known that. Yes, when you drive on the wrong way, look at that composite that is in between marks, right? If you drive on the wrong way, they shine red. But when you're driving on the right way, they are silver in color. So what I'm trying to say basically is this: that stuff that you do see on the road, now they are being upgraded for driverless vehicle, meaning that those stuff will aid a vehicle when it's driving. When a vehicle is driving, right, it helps to keep that vehicle in line. Then there is a radar or sonar in front of the vehicle that will tell the vehicle if it's approaching a barrier or if the road splits. That is the new technology we're going into. And then the vehicle, based on the map, that's the navigation system, including the satellite navigation system up there in the space, will help to direct the vehicle on the path to its destination. That's what we're going into. But, like I'm saying, these are the requirements that is needed for technology to improve our way of living. Then when you go into things like sheep, when you go into things like transportation, now cargo transportation, you have rail, sea, and air. So, and they all work in sync with each other due to the aid of what? Technology. So these things won't happen without the aid of technology. So technology is very, very vital to help us to move goods and services, and even humans. Humans are part of the services. Goods are the goods that we purchase. So to move goods and services with ease, seamless. I'm going to get into. I'm going to bring up. What do they call it? I'm going to share a screen right now. So with the screen that I'm going to share, we can be able to discuss, because I'm trying to not stay too long into this monologue. But the monologue is over, so we can have discussion. Let me put up. Let me share the screen. Let me share the code. If you want to join this conversation. Oh, Faith. Oh, Faith, you're in the transportation business? Good. Okay, I'm going to discuss a lot about it today. I like that. I'm going to discuss a lot about it today. So I'm sharing and also, Faith, Prophet Faith, you can actually come up and have a conversation on this matter. You don't have to be on camera, okay? You don't have to be on camera if you don't want to. But if you want to be on camera, that is great, but you don't have to. So let me share it on the other side too. Let me share it right here. Okay. Let me say something real quick. Okay. So I shared the code now. If you want to join this conversation, please join this conversation. We can talk a lot. I have a lot to say today, especially in transportation. So let me go back to where I was, because I don't want to have too much screens open. Like I said, if you want to join the conversation, you can join. The link is posted. You don't have to be on camera, but I just want to see your face before you come on. So when you show up on the on my dashboard, nobody else is seeing you. All I have to do is just see your face. Nobody else is going to see you. Then I will tell you to turn off your camera so I can bring you up. Okay? Then that way you can just go anonymous again if you wish to. But I just want to verify, who is coming in. So now I have to go to this presentation, and I want to share this screen right here so that way. So like I said earlier, no, a city without tech opportunity. That's what Onitsha is. Onitsha is a city without tech opportunity. Like whenever I visit here, I don't see anything that has to do with technology at all. It bothers me a lot. But I see a lot of opportunity. A lot of opportunity because I know fully well that is a city that can do a lot of great things. A city that can change the way we do business. A city that can give us that opportunity that we deserve. Is a city that has a lot to offer. So that's why I say here, access to technology is the fundamental requirement for any city to achieve solid employment base in order to power its economy. It's just the basic thing. No city can be able to power its economy without the aid of technology. Today is 21st century. We are in 21st century. And this is Tech City. It says a city utilizes technological connectivity in order to power its infrastructure. Such infrastructures are road network, transportation, electricity, education, health, and hospitality. I might not talk about health and hospitality today, but I'm going to talk mostly about roads, transportation, electricity, education. Those are where I'm going to center today because they are very, very fundamental. Okay. Then for roads, we have bridges, we have streets, we have interstates as well. And I'm going to go into interstate because the reason why I want to go into interstate is that interstate is a very, very fundamental is very, very fundamental in transportation, meaning that without interstates, nothing can happen in an economy that moves as fast as the speed of California, the speed of Texas, the speed of New York. It says right here, movements of goods and services shall not be hindered. It shall not be hindered when it comes to movement of goods and services. Trucks and 18-wheelers make use of interstate to move goods and is at a speed, I'm sorry for that, at a speed of 70 miles per hour, 112 kilometers per hour. Vehicles of different types, vehicles of different types, vehicles of different types, right? We share these interstates. That's what it is. The quality of the interstate matters to withstand element weight of vehicle, land shifts, and change in weather. I will go back. Let's stay on this interstate. So what I mean in essence is this. It is very fundamental that a road is well constructed. Like if you go to Onitsha, one thing that Onitsha lacks and is working on right now is the use of road infrastructure. Road infrastructure is very, very fundamental to the development, to movement of goods and services. If you go to Nigeria, one of the things that Nigeria lacks so much as a state is road infrastructure. Nigeria has a very, very big problem when it comes to road infrastructure. In the last 30 years or 40 years, the country has been spending billions and billions of dollars trying to build roads. And one of the reasons why it has not accomplished such feat is because of the corruption in the system. It's because of the corruption in the system. A lot of people in that system refuse to do their job. in the sense that the government, due to nepotism and various type of stupidity, allow corruption to foster because they don't want to come after certain people that are part of their families. Nepotism is good when it comes to applying pressure to get contracts done, but nepotism is also bad when corruption is within. It's hard to prosecute because you have a lot of family interference trying to stop you from prosecuting a family member for embezzlement. So one of the greatest problems we have as a country when it comes to infrastructural development is nepotism, just like I said. But when you have good road network, interstate, mostly interstate highway, is very, very fundamental. Like when you look at this interstate, one of the things that you see are those two right there. Those two right there are very, very fundamental in this interstate. And there are a couple of them, there are a couple of them, there are a couple of them, there are a couple of them. All these things are moving goods and services. In every 30 vehicle or 40 vehicles you see in the United States, you see an 18-wheeler or a cargo vehicle of various sorts. They are always moving goods and services. They are taking goods to destinations. They move services to enable those goods to be marketed, to be shipped to retail stores, to be unboxed and boxed. That's the human service, the human capital or technological capital that they need. So it's very fundamental that interstate is built because I have to tell you, there is no doubt we all drive on highways. We all see the benefit of interstate. But some of us think that interstate is just for we to go to a friend's house. No, that is not what interstate is all about. It's not for you to go to a friend's house. Interstate was actually commissioned because of the movement of a military vehicle by Eisenhower. Eisenhower commissioned the interstate so that so there will be a free movement of military vehicles on a land, on a road, and go on a bridge with the same speed without hindering transportation of military vehicle. Then at the same time, he also saw that that would also help in the movement of goods and services. It wasn't actually built for civilian transportation, for personal transportation. That wasn't what the interstate was actually built for. But after the construction of interstate, then the government realized that workers can go from home to work faster than driving on the street. Then that led to the expansion of interstate. But in order to prevent or not to allow any obstacle for roads and bridges, that's for movement of vehicles and movement of cars, the government actually introduced barriers on the highways. So these highway barriers, I'm going to bring it up. So these highway barriers, what they actually did was to prevent civilians from getting into the interstate. Yep. Because what I'm trying to do right now, I'm going to show you guys why an interstate barrier, fence or barrier, whatever you want to call it, is very, very good. And how it enables how it enables humans to not interfere with roads, to not interfere with bridges, to not interfere with a flow of vehicles. Because when you don't have those barriers, what happens is this: when humans cross into the highway, that will force all the vehicles that are driving on the highway to come to a halt. And when they come to a halt, guess what happens? It causes a lot of traffic. Sometimes it might cause death. And if it causes death, that means no vehicle is going to be able to move. because the officials are going to come out there to mark and collect evidence. So that is why it's not good for interstates to be open for humans to cross. It's not a good thing. And I will tell you, it's not a good thing because I've seen what, like, I will put it this way, like when I was in Onitsha, right? I would see people, they will, and I have a picture to show. I would see people crossing the highway, neglecting traffic flow, even interrupting traffic flow, not even neglecting, but interrupting traffic flow. And that bothers me a lot because I know when it comes to things like interstate highway, if you interrupt the flow of traffic, it will delay the delivery of goods and services. Period. It will delay that's the movement of goods and services. And when that happens, now the goods itself will be delivered to the people that order it very late. And one other thing that it does basically is this: when those goods are delivered late, then the profit that is supposed to be generated in the cost of that goods being delivered is now lost. Like, I have somebody that told me one time that they were ordering goods from me in Nigeria. A good that is supposed to arrive within 2 days, it took almost a week to arrive. And that moment that it took a week to arrive, it bothered me a lot because one of the reasons why it bothered me a lot is because for a good to take that long to arrive means that there is a loss of revenue to me, to my company. That wasn't good because time is of the essence. If I want, if I order a good from a company, I want it delivered at a certain time. If it's not delivered at at the stipulated time, it causes me to lose trust to the guy that was to the person that I purchased the goods from. But in the case whereby the roads are not designed for vehicles to flow continuously without interruption, guess what happened? Now I can't do much because it's not the individual's fault. It's not the individual's fault. You can't blame him. You can't blame him. It's not the individual's fault. And the reason why it's not the individual's fault is that they didn't cause it. It's just that the highway is poorly designed. It's poorly designed. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that it's poorly designed. But this is the reason why I don't want it's good for vehicles to flow without any interference at all. You have to have the flow of vehicles at all times. That is why highways are designed. That is why bridges are designed on highways so that vehicles can move at a set speed without delay. I am trying to get us a picture, but I'm working on it while I'm also talking to you. So sometimes if you see me delay a little bit, don't worry. I got it. Yeah, prophetess said that can't post comments to some destinations. No, okay. Casino. Okay, no, okay. Let's see. Casinos support roads, build of school projects. Yes, casinos support roads and build of school projects. Yes, they do. But something about casinos that some people do see casino as immoral. That is why a place like Texas, like if you come to Texas, right, you can't see casino. The reason why you can't see casino in Texas is because some people in Texas believe is against their religion. It's not good for religion for things like that to happen. So they don't want casinos to be built. Yeah, it's a big argument. Yeah, I promise you that. Like if you want to get people pissed off in Texas, talk about casino. But guess what? They 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 actually they actually I think there is a vote that is about to go out there to bring about casino in Texas. I think they're trying to change the law because some people in Texas are pissed off. They say that Oklahoma is taking most of the money from Texas because Texas people spend a lot of money yearly in that they spend a lot of money yearly when it comes to casino. That Oklahoma doesn't have that amount. That's Texas basically is powering Oklahoma's economy. That's what people are saying. So they want to stop that from happening. So what they're trying to do right now is to get the state to approve, to basically approve the building of casinos in Texas, so it can support roads and schools. Yeah, they can do that. They can. It can happen, but I don't know how many people are going to support that. Then another thing again that I'm trying to do. Let me show you guys something here. So I'm going to remove this right here, and then I'm going to bring up a screen. So the screen that I'm trying to bring up, oh, not that one. Where is it? Okay. So I was trying to show 635. Okay. So this right here is very good. So look at this. This is good. If you zoom in, right? Zoom in here. You see that interstate barrier right there? This right here prevents people from coming into this highway. So humans can't come into here. But also it also helped to reduce the sound, that's noise that go from the interstate into neighborhood. So this also acts as a sound barrier. It's not totally soundproof, but it's a sound barrier. So it reduces the amount of sound or noise. You can call it a noise barrier that go from the interstate to the neighborhood. So this reduces it a lot. A lot. I got to tell you, if you take this off, there's a lot of noise that go through there. But this helps in diminishing that's sound, or what did I call it? That's noise that go through the interstate. But as well, I got to show you guys another thing again, which is very fundamental to this discussion. So I will show you a state without those barriers on the highway, and it's not good. It's just not good. Okay, this is how dangerous it can get. So you go here, you look at this. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Look at this. You see, there is no barrier. Now, what are you seeing? This. You see how freely they cross the interstate? This is supposed to be an interstate with vehicles moving at full speed. At full speed, no interference. I'm talking about full speed. You're not supposed to have humans here at all. They're not supposed to be here. No human being is supposed to be here. But look at people crossing the highway. So what this does, if it's a city with huge amount of motor vehicle, guess what is going to happen? We are going to have slowdown in transportation. we are going to have slowdown in transportation, which is what this will tell you. Let me bring this up. This is it right here. I'm sorry. This is it right here. This right here. If you have this amount of vehicles on that said road, none of those people will be alive today. They will all be dead. They will all be dead. You know why they will all be dead? They will all be dead because the speed of each of those vehicles is just nothing less than 65 miles per hour. And you have vehicles on every lane moving at 65 miles per hour, and these are 4 or 5 lanes. So that means they might escape the first vehicle, but the second, the third, and the fourth vehicle, I don't think they're going to make it. That's why you see in Los Angeles, in Dallas, when people cross, maybe people with mental health issue, when they cross those highways, bad things happen. But I got to say this too. What I'm talking about is almost in every state. It's almost in every state. Yeah, it's going to take that backup plan. Yeah, it's a sound barrier. It's a sound barrier. So they use it to prevent sound. It reduces sound, but also stop pedestrians from coming through too, because they don't want pedestrians inside the highway. So it serves a couple of purposes. Then now I'm going to move to this. This will be the next one. Now we're going to talk about, and also this is also interstate highway, roads and bridges networks on the interstate are the means with which motor vehicles, trucks, and trailers can transport goods with ease. So one thing about interstate, and this is one thing that a lot of cities in Nigeria are lacking because of less interstates, right? Like Onitsha. I got to go back and pull up Onitsha for you. Like I said before, it's a very big city. It's a very, very big city, but it's a big city that has a lot that is lacking. It's lacking a lot. Okay, if I go here to Google, I say Google Earth, right? Remember we were talking about Onitsha the other day. So Onitsha. Okay, now I'm talking about Onitsha. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to take this off. Then I'm going to come over here. Let's see what we got. Okay. I think I may have to. Okay. Okay, I think I got it. No, I have to take this off. I got to go to a different, so that way it doesn't hinder me from what I'm about to do. What I was doing, it was hindering me from what I was about to do. I'm trying to open the second. Okay. Now let me go back and then I'm going to bring you guys to focus. That's in focus. Yes. This is what I need to do. Okay. If you come right here to Onitsha, right? You see, when I lift this up, this is the major entrance to the city. Now there are two of them. This bridge is almost completed. Don't worry about it. This is older image. This is not updated. So when you come here, right? and you drive through this this is the only major flyover in the whole city that generates almost $10 billion a year, or more than that when you add cash that are not reported. Look at this. This is it. This is it. Then if you go through here, this is like a roundabout bypass kind of. Okay. Then if you come all the way here, you see these roads are untarred. There is no major and there is no major bridge, no flyovers, no nothing, no bridges, no bridges. All the way to you start going and going and going. So what am I saying in essence? The entire state itself, right? All the way to Oka, that's the capital. No bridges at all. Even in the capital, there is no bridge. There is no bridge at all. So you going, and the interstate is, I don't even want to talk about it because this is disappointing. What is right? As a state, we are lacking behind significantly. We are lacking behind a lot. It's just disappointing. It's just disappointing that a state so rich don't even take the use of highway very serious. So I got to go back to what I was saying. So if you go back here, right, it actually tells you that there is a need, a big need for roads and bridges. Like you see, if you zoom into here, what do you see? I'm sorry, I can't zoom into this. What do you see? You see roads, you see road network. This is road network. You see the transportation of goods. Look at transportation of goods. You have to have multiple interstates. In the other previous picture of Onitsha, is only one interstate, only one major interstate. Then I got to show you something. I got to go back to that Onitsha again because I like so now I got to go back to that Onitsha again so we can all be at pace. Yeah. Need people crossing the light control on the highway. Put up infrastructure of roads can make comfortable bridge over highway so people can cross safely. Yes, but you'll be surprised. There is also pedestrian bridge not far away from there. People don't even use it. But the thing is this: they don't have multiple pedestrian bridges. That has to do with neighborhood, but also you're supposed to create barriers. So those barriers will force people to go to the certain area, certain spots of the road, and then at that spot, right, there will be a pedestrian bridge. Now they'll be forced to climb that pedestrian bridge and cross. But you have to build barriers in all major highways in order to control the flow of traffic. Let's say right now, you got to build barrier every 1 mile. You open up the barrier so that people will come out of the neighborhood. So when they come out of the neighborhood, at that spot where they come out of the neighborhood, right, they will climb the bridge. I'll still show you guys what I mean, and I think I do think that most of you understand what I'm saying. But going right here. So if I go back here and remove this, right, I have something to show you. So if I go back here on the on this, okay, back to that Onitsha again. When you get to this place, this set place where I said, okay, you see this right here where they have those bridges, right? Normally, there's supposed to be a bridge that connects from here to here. This is okay. They're supposed to also have a bridge that connects from here to here. a bridge that goes from here to here, and a bridge that goes like this. So let's say there's a bridge that goes from here to here, and then there'll be a bridge that connects from here coming into here, right? Then there'll be a bridge that goes from here to here, and a bridge that goes from here to here. Then there'll be a bridge that goes from here to here, and then a bridge that goes from here to here. So in all direction, just right here. That's to fasten the movement of goods and services. You see what I'm saying? Then this road right here, disappointing. So this road right here leads to major cities across the eastern Nigeria. This is the most busiest road in the east. Not even this. Like I gotta tell you, this right here is not the busiest. This is the busiest because of this right here goes all the way. Guess where it goes to? That road goes all the way to the Atlantic Ocean. Goes all the way. It's that road that you're looking at, right, connects the whole of this. It comes into Port Harcourt. That's the termination of that road that I was showing you. It terminates right here. It terminates right here. But you see, it's also a road that is responsible for all of these, all the way to the border of Nigeria and Cameroon. This is Cameroon. This is Nigeria. So this is international border. Right here, this is the end of Nigeria, right? So it comes all the way here. It also leads to this area. So it's not a regular road. It is a major highway. It is a major highway. That road right there is a major highway. This road right here. The reason why I tell you this, because I drive on this road every time I go to Nigeria. It's the most busiest road in Nigeria. That's in the eastern Nigeria. It connects more towns than this. This connects more towns than this. So, what I'm trying to say in essence is this. The infrastructure is way behind. But can it be done? Can it be fixed? I tell you it can. Then let's go back to what we're talking about. So if you look at it, you will see that let me go back again. There is a big need for road. Like if you see the way I demonstrated the road connections, that is it right here. Road is coming this way, road is coming this way. The roads have to link. They have to link. There has to be continuation of roads. There has to be continuation. You cannot hinder the flow of traffic. Traffic has to continue. And even when you build road, you build shoulders so that way broken vehicles can move to the side, to the right side, and vehicles can keep flowing again, can keep flowing. So it's very, very fundamental that road construction is always improved, always updated, always upgraded. You have to always keep installing road transportation. It's very, very vital for that's for us to move goods and services. It's the most vital thing to do, to move goods and services. Now that I'm done talking about roads, let's talk about streets. Check this out. This is streets. Streets. Good road network is one of the most valuable infrastructure that a city, state or federal, I'm sorry, let me go change that. State or federal government will construct in order to make the flow of goods and services seamless. Constant flow of traffic. You have to have commuters will get to their destination on time, reduce emission, make city to look vibrant at night, make buildings to retain current value, and also attract tourism. Cars will have less damage and retain vehicles. I have to explain that. I have to explain what I mean by this. What I actually mean is this, right? When you have, when you have, let me put these things back because they don't make no sense. That was killing my eyes. Okay, better, much better now. So, so this is what happened. Constant flow of traffic. You have to have, like I discussed, both on highways and streets. You have to have constant flow of traffic. Pedestrians have to cross where pedestrians have to cross. Vehicles have to drive seamless. Commuters will go to their destination on time. When you have constant flow of traffic, both on highway, with bridge link and street, commuters will get to their destination on time. Then one other thing that make good road construction to be good is it reduces emission. When there is traffic, I have to use this as an example. While I'm discussing this, I'm going to also pull up something else. Well, I think I didn't change that. Did I change it for you guys to see what I'm talking about? Yes, I did. So I'm going to pull up something because it's always good to show aid. That's picture aid. With picture aid, people can understand why why certain things are supposed to be in the way that they're supposed to be, which is you have to have flow of traffic, you have to have seamless road movement, you have to have less emission on the street, because I'm about to show you something that might drive some of you nuts if you've never been to places where I'm about to show you now. This is gonna look not good, and this is the reason why value of property can be very, very bad. Okay, I'm going to use a city like Lagos to show this aid, but I'm also going to pull up Onitsha because remember we're talking about Onitsha. So if you go over here, right, which is where I'm about to go right now, I'm going to take this off. Then I'm going to bring this up. Then I'm going to show you something. I just showed you guys that's why it is good for traffic to flow at all times, right? Then I'm going to show you why it is bad for traffic not to flow. And that is what I'm about to do. This is why emission is vital. It's very, very vital to have good standard emission. If you look at this right now, this is catastrophic. This is catastrophic. There is no traffic light. Look at vehicles on the road. Look at vehicles on the road. You see all that? There is no order. There is no order at all. Let me go back to that picture again. There is no order. There is no order whatsoever. Look at this. You see order? Yep. You see order? That is what you call a city. That is exactly what you call a city. A city that works well. You have order. People are moving in order. There is traffic lights. There are traffic lights. There are signals. Vehicles maintain road street markings. There is no interference. But if we go back to where we were before, what I was showing you guys earlier, right? This is chaotic. This is chaotic. This is very, very chaotic. No city should tolerate this. No city should tolerate this. No country should tolerate this. I don't care which country it is. They should not tolerate this. No city should tolerate it, and no country should tolerate it whatsoever. It shouldn't be tolerated. It should not be tolerated at all. Because what happened is this: when you don't have anybody, let me show you guys something. I'm going to play a video real quick, okay? It will tell you, let me play this video. Fair use. I'm going to show you a video. So you can understand fair use, okay? Yeah, good. So that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. The flow of traffic cannot be hindered. It cannot be hindered. You can't have a situation whereby traffic, motor vehicles are held up for a long time. That results in emission. The emission is going to be really, really bad. The emission is going to be really, really bad. I'm also going to, let me go back into that discussion, into the slide. Let me go back to the slide. I got to bring up this slide right here. Yeah. Okay. City. Another thing again is this. It makes city to look vibrant at night. The sun is about to set in Southern California. The sun is about to set in Southern California. What happens? There is less traffic when the sun is set, and there are people everywhere having fun, having good time, not even concerned about, you know, any kind of hindrance of evening of nightlife. People go about their businesses. It makes the city look good. It makes everything look nice. But I got to show you the city of Onitsha, okay, at night. And I'm not going to lie to you. The Onitsha that I knew before and the Onitsha that I know now, they are not really the same like they used to anymore. The today's Onitsha has come a long way. I will tell you that. The today's Onitsha has come a long way. It's better than it used to be when I was a little kid. Like when people tell me, oh, this, and I'll be like, no, 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 no. We might not like the whole city, but one thing we do know for sure is that we have to do better. But in doing better or criticizing the city, there's also some improvement in the supply of electricity. There are some improvements. I'm not going to take it away from the city. The city has done pretty good, and some of the areas in the state are doing really good in the improvement of nightlife. But is it supposed to improve? Oh, yeah, it has to, because it's not where it's supposed to be. But nightlife, electricity brings about nightlife. It makes life at night look good. It brings people out. It makes people to come out, people to come and enjoy the scenery at night, people to come and have fun. That's what it's supposed to do. And that's the fundamental of having a beautiful city. It's supposed to look good at night. So, let me go back again. Then, makes building to retain their current values. Going back to where we were, if you look at this, you see that most of these buildings here, they retain the value. They retain their value. But if you go back to the picture that I was showing earlier, right? You see, let me reduce this. I'm sorry that I might take some of you off, but I'm trying to show something right here. Okay. Let me remove that and then come back here and share this screen. Let's go back again. You see the buildings. You see all that? Very few buildings have undergone retouch. But one thing that you do see here is that none of these buildings have real value. You see the decaying of the cement, scraping of paint. The paints are scraping off, like you see over there. You see the paint is scraping off. So what it does basically, like you go inside here, you see some buildings retain certain value. You see over there, you see all that. So what you see basically is this: some buildings retain values, some don't. Yeah. Let me see. She said that I'm a Christian that believes that we can have all things in the kingdom of God. That Jesus provided us with a blank check because he performs everything. Yep. Then right here it says, she says, police traffic brings jam. Must start somewhere. Yeah, police traffic does bring jam. That is true. I agree with you on that one. Then I'm about to. So it also attracts tourism. When you have cities that understand their city planning, it brings about tourism huge. I am going to go into those. I'm just, in this tourism stuff, I'm going to put it under hospitality because remember, in my last, right here, I said hospitality. So when I discuss tourism, right? Yes, I will be discussing hospitality. Cars will have less damage and return values. Yeah, that's it. It's obvious here. A lot of these cars, when you resell them, they return value. The reason why they return value is because of the roads. Roads are well paved, roads and bridges. Then transportation. So for a city to be valuable, for a state to maximize its revenue, for a country to maximize its revenue, it has to build efficient transportation. That is very, very fundamental. Efficient transportation is very, very fundamental. This is cargo transportation. Right here is cargo transportation. On the cargo transportation, you have the sea transport, you have the air transport, you have the port, you have the rail transport, and then you have the truck transport. All of these are vital in moving goods and services in every state. But remember what I said here earlier. I got to go back to Onitsha again. I got to go back here. One thing that is lacking in Onitsha is the fact that this is not done. When we go back to the seaport doesn't have much, nothing. It doesn't really have much to brag about. But, like I said the other day, that seaport is responsible for this market right here. For this market. That seaport is responsible for this market. If you have a seaport that is responsible for this market right here, that means this seaport supposed to be a good, I'm sorry, this port, not seaport, this river port is a satellite port. It's supposed to be big, good enough to be able to withstand the demands of goods and services all over this region. All over this region. Because of because of this market, and this market. And many of these are houses, though. They're not just, they're houses. A lot of houses are here. A lot of towns are here. But these are major cities. So you do need massive port right here to be able to furnish those. Then going back here again. Let's go back here. Let me remove this and come back to where I was. Oh boy. Oh, let me make sure. Okay. So I gotta go back here. Then for civilian, cars, railways, shuttles, cruise liners, and aeroplane. These are very vital to keep the economy of a city running. For the airline, you need airport, which is what Onitsha has. For the cruise ship, you can't do that in Onitsha because of the shallowness of the rivers. It's a river, not not a sea. But then you need a very, very good transportation network that has to do with rails. When you do rail in Onitsha, let me go back to that again. The fundamental need of having a railway is this right here. Onitsha, like I said, is a massive city. When you have a railway in Onitsha, you can go from Onitsha. I'm going to turn it like this because it's easy. Okay, this is much easier for me to do. So you need a railway from here, from Onitsha. Let me make sure I get it. I get it. Let me see where it is. Because I must have missed it. Oh, I went too far away. Okay, this is it. So you need a railway to go from Onitsha to Abo, to Benin, to Ore, then to Lagos. This railway right here that will connect this and this is because a lot of people that live here come from this region. So you need a railway that will go from here to here within 4 to 6 hours. While you are also utilizing roads, airports, because there is an airport right here. Airport, good. They have the airport. This is efficient right here. This airport is efficient in going all over Nigeria. But you do need a rail to go from here, like I said, to here. To here. Then also, you need a rail to go from here to Port Harcourt, which is one of the major cities in Nigeria. Let me pull up Port Harcourt. So you need it from here to here. You need a rail to do this. You also need a rail to Warri, this right here. You need a rail to here. You need a rail to here. Then check this out. You need a rail that will go from here to the capital, Abuja. You need a rail to go from here because a lot of people from this area live right here. Kano live right here. They live right here. Then you also need a rail to go to Katsina, Sokoto. So this is why railroad is very, very vital. Because without this transportation rail, without those network, you lose a whole lot. You lose a whole lot in revenue. You cannot have revenue. You cannot have revenue stream without first building massive infrastructure. Then let's go here again. Let me go back to where I was. Okay. I'm going to go in depth here. Then you need good road network for cars, buses. These are all transportations. Then I'm going to go to the next. It's called electricity. Like I said about technology is very, very fundamental. So for this right here, all of this You need technology to communicate with every single one of them because all of these, they all work off of technology. So that is massive amount of employment. So tech working in conjunction with all these is that employment that I said that the tech industry have to be in forefront of. For we to have massive employment in the eastern Nigeria, you need tech because all of these work off of technology today. There got to be steady supply of electricity for you to have tech. Your technology cannot function without steady supply of electricity. You need electricity all over the houses, everywhere. In fact, whenever there is no electricity, life comes to grid. Nigeria has an electricity problem. I'm still going to go into those. Education. I'm just going to brush on education a little bit, but it's very fundamental. The reason why I say education is very fundamental here is because without education, without education, I got to tell you, a city cannot, a country, an economy cannot function, period, without education. An economy cannot function. Every economy needs education to function. Education is the fundamental requirement to the development of the mind. Obtaining education is the basis of achieving an orderly society, creation of skill level. Certain skills, certain skilled levels that can be created are blue collar and white collar jobs. Blue collar and white collar jobs are the most skilled level to that education provides you. So when I talk about white collar job, I talk about the basis of technology. Tech companies fall under white collar jobs. And the reason being that computer engineers, coders of various types, they do need those basic computer knowledge in order to improve the way life run today through the aid of technology. Let me make sure that this thing is showing so that way. Yeah. So they do make use of they do make use of technology as a very very vital necessity to develop a country in the 21st century. Everything everything that we need today is as a result of technology. Communication, cell phones, fiber optics. Like, let's assume right now you go to Nigeria. Many places you go to Nigeria, you don't have access to internet. You don't have, because the reason why you don't have access to internet, yes, you might have access to your cell phone internet, but cell phone internet has limits, huge amount of limits. But you do need fiber optics. You need fiber optics cable to be laid. Please, if you want to come and talk online, you can come. Okay, the link. I think I posted the link. Let me repost it again. You can actually come and join this discussion. We can have a discussion. You don't have to be on camera, like I said. You do not have to be on camera. I promise you that. But we can have this conversation. You can bring your own knowledge. You can bring your own contribution. You do not have to be on camera. But going back to what I'm saying, it's very, very fundamental that technology is always the forefront that Africa has to utilize. A lot of things that we do today, especially in Nigeria, has no technological connection, especially due to the lack of fiber optics. We have to lay fiber optics and we have to draw fiber optics into the cities and make sure that even the rural areas and the cities in the state has access to fiber optics, because you do need those fiber optics in order to, number one, hospitals, hotels, airports, railroads, traffic lights, so many things work inefficiency due to technology. So tech is the most necessity that we need today in Nigeria to be able to power our country. There are many businesses that cannot start in Nigeria today, not just due to the lack of technology itself. So many people are not saying it now, but due to the lack of, guess what? Access to fiber optics. The speed at which transactions happen through fiber optical cable is not the same with a 5G network. It's not. As cell phone networks are improving, so are fiber optics improving. For you to be able to communicate between satellite in space and the ground network is through fiber optics. Fiber optics is the most fundamental equipment that is needed in technology communication or in technological communication. You cannot have a technological communication establishment or have the movement of goods and services through through a mobile tower or cell tower. It doesn't happen. You can only do such through the connectivity that goes through underground cable, which is fiber optics. Fiber optics bring services into the house at a greater speed without interference than satellite or cell tower. So there is a huge need for the improvement and investment of technology, especially in Onitsha. Onitsha does need it to be able to improve its technology. It sure does need it. So that's why I'm bringing this up. Then, going back, but blue collar jobs. This is what happens when you've done the white collar part of the job. You need a blue collar job. What the blue collar job does basically is that the blue collar job helps a lot in upkeep, maintenance, and upgrade. An upgrade installation, not upgrade design. Upgrade design is done by white collar, but upgrade installation, upgrade fabrication, upgrade and maintenance, blue collar are needed for those type of jobs. That is why to sustain and maintain your economy, you always going to need a blue collar job. Blue collar jobs are one of the most required job in every and any country. The reason why Nigeria as a country today lacks so much have a dwindling in revenue is the fact that Nigeria has not put a lot of money into the development of blue collar jobs, which is blue collar skills. Those blue collar skills are not learned at the university. They usually learn at trade schools, but they are very, very vital to society. In fact, no society, every society shuts down if there is no blue collar job. And that is why Nigeria as a country is not functioning because of the lack of blue collar jobs. Blue collar jobs in Nigeria are operating at 25 to 30% because the infrastructure needed to employ blue collar are lacking, or they are just doing it now, but at a very slow pace than it's supposed to be. Like I said before, Nigeria needs $3 trillion over 5 years to be able to build infrastructure that will reduce the lack by 10 years. Nigeria is 50 years behind in infrastructure, but we can cut 10 years. We can cut it by 10 years by spending $3 trillion in infrastructure. This is going to be something I'm going to discuss sometime next week. I'm not there yet, but I'm going to discuss it in a whole day session on Nigerian budget to build infrastructure. But my focus right now is Anambra State, Onitsha. Okay. So going back to what I was saying, going back. So this is where I'm going to, I'm not, I'm just, this is briefly, this blue collar and white collar. What I'm trying to say here is that we need the education to provide white collar job, white collar job that will build the infrastructure, that will invent the whatever we need, that will design the infrastructure, blue collar job that will build the infrastructure, but also the blue collar job that will sustain and maintain the infrastructure. We have to start investing in that education. Yes, Nigeria is investing in education, but most of these universities don't even have the necessary equipment or research program that is needed to do these works. I am going to go in depth in this when I discuss education. That will be sometime next week. So I will discuss education first before that's in Onitsha before I discuss technology. Then education. This is where this is my last brush on education for today because tomorrow I have two more things to discuss tomorrow. Uh, Before we then go in depth into everything that I've covered so far, because I'm going to go in depth and then discuss the solution to what we're facing and also the benefits if those things are built. Then we have to focus in our secondary education. Nigeria has to do that because the problem that we have in Nigeria today is that we haven't really focused much on our secondary education. These students, they need laptops. But you can't get a laptop in school if you don't have what I said earlier, fiber optics. You cannot be able to do that if you do not have fiber optics. Fiber optics is very, very fundamental to education, to business, to logistics. Fiber optics is very, very necessary. So this education that these kids are obtaining cannot make any difference much if they don't put their hands constantly on computers in order to improve whatever assignment or basic knowledge that they have to have before they get into the university phase or tertiary phase. They have to obtain that in their elementary and secondary. They have to understand how computer works, not just reading about it, because most of these kids they have read about computers, but what they have not done is to actually put those computers to use, make mistakes that are necessary to make and learn from it. So by the time they get into the university, they've already mastered the use of computer. So because I had the same problem. I wasn't exposed as let me tell you guys a story. This is the problem that I have coming up. When I was in Nigeria, right, I didn't have access to computer. Many of you don't know this. I didn't have access to computer at all. What we had access to back in the 90s was typewriter. But computer we did not have access to. Even though some of us went to federal government colleges, we never had access to computer. So my exposure to computer in Nigeria was in the late 90s, around 1999, 2000. So I would do just use computer for sending email. I will browse on it. I will spend maybe like certain amount of money and just stay on that computer all day browsing, looking at things, browsing on stuff. And I was actually enjoying it. But I couldn't be able to manipulate the whole computer the way I would have loved to. Because guess what? I like this. There were computer cafes coming up in those 90s. But by 2002, I had to start coming to the United States. So when I came to the United States, I was still having problem, doing certain things on computer, but I was improving gradually. So by 2006, 2007, by the time I went to college, I started doing good. In college, there are people that will do far more exceedingly better than I did because they had access to computer from childhood here in the United States. But back home, we didn't. Unlike today, A lot of places in Nigeria, mostly big cities and people that have the money to afford, they do have computers. But if you look at it, the rural areas and some cities like Onitsha, especially in the eastern part of Nigeria, lack computers. Universities over there don't even have computer cafe. In fact, I will tell you today, most universities in Nigeria, each university needs at least 1,000 computers. I'm not talking about laptops, I'm talking about desktops to be able to produce the next big thing. So that is why I am of the opinion that spending money in education in Anambra State, in Onitsha, in Imo State, in the whole of Eastern Nigeria is of necessity. In fact, we're supposed to be spending it 20 years ago. That's to tell you how behind we are. We are over 30 years behind to 40 years behind in equipping universities in the East and around Nigeria with computers. We have to start doing it. This is why I started this program, and I want to focus on this to get us to invest. First, the government to invest, individuals to donate computers to universities. Come together in your hometown. Meet. You guys can be like 20 of you, 30 of you. Each of you can buy desktop for $300-$400. Buy two, three, four, five. Come together, bundle it up, go to your hometown, meet the principal of the school, tell the principal that this is what we have. If you guys can finance for I would say for $10,000, you can build a computer lab in that university that can house about 100 computers in just a room, equipped and also put security doors to prevent the lab from being robbed, because some towns are just crazy. They have kids that didn't go to school that are criminals. They never see any good thing happen. They're always going to rob good things. But build a house, equipped those, build a library, the computer lab, equip the computer lab with computers. If possible, there are softwares out there that you can get that can get kids to start practicing on how to develop their skills to build the next big thing. These are things you can do for your hometown. These are the things that you can do for kids. Some of these kids that go home and not doing anything, they can actually spend time after school, 2-3 hours after school, to play with computers, to learn with their hands, learn skills with their hands, develop robots. You can do that. You can give these kids the power that they need to build robot builders tomorrow, to design robots, to construct robots, to make robots work. These kids can make things to be more to that they can design, they can do undo. I have seen kids in Nigeria. I have seen kids in Nigeria that have built aero vehicles. I have seen them build aero vehicles. I am very, very astonished by what these kids can do. And I beg you, I know you guys can do it. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. I want you to do your part. Do something. Go with all your friends. Do something. We don't necessarily have to always send money to family members. Buy laptop, buy computers, send it to your cousins. Let them use it. Tell them that you want to see the progress of what they are doing. Those little kids, I'm not talking about the adults. They will sell those computers. Take it to those little kids. Your brothers, your sisters' kids, buy them a desktop. Let them do their homework on it. Their mind will be busy and their mind will improve. Buy them video game. Let them play video games, because you'll be surprised. Video game expands human brain a lot. I remember when I was playing video game, I did a lot of things. I was able to do a lot of things. Yes, youth can bring forth the vision. Government will support the idea for economic growth. That is 100% correct. I agree with you on that one. But we have to invest dearly in education. We have to make it work. We have to make it happen. I'm telling you, there are so many things that we can do out there that we don't know we can do. We can bring by a change. We can go by changing things. We can make things happen by taking the right step. Sending people money sometimes is not the best thing, but putting computers in the hands of kids is the most efficient way to raise the next generation. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. I am going to stop right here because tomorrow I'm going to develop from where I stopped, and then by Monday I want to expand. I want to expand greatly where I stopped. Like where I stopped right now, I'm going to expand greatly on it. I'm going to expand greatly on where I stopped because I got to let you guys know this. This is going to get better. This is going to only get better. I enjoy doing it. It's like I'm teaching. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing it as 5 days, 7 days a week, depending on my strength. But I want us to come and learn from each other. I know as this channel grows, that people will come and they will come and they will talk about it. They will, but please don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and tell people about this channel. We have to make change. We have to make change. We have to make it. We have to make it happen. I just want to thank you so much for listening, and I am very, very happy. Thank you so much, Prophetess Faith, for listening, and the rest of you that joined, because I saw a lot of people. Some people came and left. People were coming and leaving, coming and leaving. I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that. But don't forget to share, to like, share, and tell your friends to subscribe. Because when you press that like button, that's the only way that this video gets sent out for others to view. And then from there, we're gonna have more people viewing. But like I said, gradually, I'll be getting people, because when it comes to technology discussion, people don't want to show up. Nobody really want to call in. But when it comes to like family stuff, men and women fighting, oh yeah, you're gonna have 2 or 3 people want to make their voice heard. I don't have anything bad against it. I do participate in those channels, because the reason why I participate in channels that have to do with family is because our families are going bad. And if our kids are not raised in an organized family, the kids are going to be disorganized. Yeah. I like that. You're a student today and a boss tomorrow. That's right. So our families are getting disorganized. Kids cannot function in a disorganized society, because what happens is this: experience is experience, imprint is imprint. You cannot unprint what is imprinted. You cannot make somebody not to remember their experience. You cannot undo experience. It's there and it's there to stay. So our families today are just going through a lot. And I'm going to talk about family a lot when I revisit education, because when I come back to this education discussion, right, I'm going to talk a lot about families in it, because of the children. The children have to be raised in a family that has its things together. Children have to be raised in a family that has order. Children cannot function in a family whereby the dad has a house somewhere in the city or down the street, and the mom has a house somewhere in the city or down the street. And men that have nothing to do with them biologically are coming in and out of their house. These kids cannot function in that society. Kids can't even function in a society where abuse goes on. A dad abusing a mom abusing a dad. Kids can't function. They don't need to see that. They don't need to experience that. They don't need to be told that their dad is a bad man or that their mom is a bad woman. They don't need to hear all that. It messes up these kids. It destroys the fabric of our society. It destroys the next engineers, the next doctors, the next blue workers that we need to run this economy. It messes them up. We can't have this. Individualism does not raise a society. What raises society? The fundamental to a society is a family that have its things together. It is very, very necessary that kids grow up in an orderly society, in an orderly family, a family where both parents are together, raising, contributing to the growth, knowing fully well it's not about the man or the woman, it's all about the kids. They are the prize. Let's make it happen. Let's do it for the children. Yes, the youth can see my video. It's for everyone to see. That is why this and today and tomorrow I want to focus a lot in education and the last two slides that I have to show. I think if I go to let me bring it up because it will let me see real quick. If I reduce all this, I can actually show what the slides are. I think it's actually right here. Let me bring up this so that you guys can see what I'm saying. What I'm saying. I don't want to leave it in blank. Let me bring. I want to keep you guys also in loop. So I haven't finished discussing this. So what I'm talking about today is tech. You see, this is the topic. Tech is the topic. We haven't gone into hospitality, health, manufacturing, minerals, airlines, accounting firms, law firms, construction companies, real estate opportunity. No, we haven't gone into that. We're discussing tech today and tomorrow. But the tech is very broad because of everything that I'm going to discuss here up until here. All of them, this is it, tech. Tech is the most fundamental of all everything I'm going to discuss. That is why this. Let me see if you guys can see it there. So that is why this. Hence this. So education, like if you guys go back to here, you see why I said tech. A city without tech opportunity. So everything that I'm discussing has to do with tech. Tech, the only way the only way tech can flourish is education. Without education, there is no technology. So that is why I am discussing this. So if we go back here, let me see this. So you see that tomorrow I'm going to cover health. I'm going to cover health. And probably I'm going to cover hospitality tomorrow. But if I don't cover hospitality tomorrow, then I have to cover. If I don't finish up health tomorrow, then I will have to talk about hospitality by Monday. But hospitality is very, very vital that I talk about it. I'm going to discuss health in depth tomorrow and how health and technology work. But I'm also going to discuss hospitality. But I'm going to spend a lot of time here on health. Yeah. So that's where we are because yep. Let me see what she said. How can you get your video into the youth hands and mind? Actually, what we can do, if you have prophetess hope faith, I'm sorry, for prophetess faith. Yes, the way we can do it is this. You can go to my two YouTube channel, right? And you can actually share the video with youth. Is no, they can get it. They don't my YouTube is educational. You see what I'm saying? It's educational. So they can get it, the youth can get it, they can watch it, and then they can learn a lot. You see what I'm saying? Yes, the youth can they can watch it on my channel. Just share my channel with any youth that you want to share with, and tell them to watch it from the like based on the topic, you see, because every video that I post has a topic. Some have family topic, some educational. My earlier YouTube was mostly about business, how to start a business. Then later on, I went into discussing about family. Then now I'm returning back to the business because I just want it to be mostly about business and contemporary art and contemporary technology, So it's mostly about business and tech. So I'm a businessman. I'm also an engineer. So everything that I discuss has to do with both tech and business. They're interwoven. So you're going to be able, kids can use the tech side to understand the tech side, but they can also use the business side to see how to start a business, how after they've learned technology. But I would say for the past month or so, they should focus on watching the videos that are about 1 month old and moving forward. So those ones will teach them more about technology, business, and how they both, because that's what we need. We need those too. So thank you so much, guys. I think I'm going to close at the 2 hours mark. And tomorrow we're going to start on health. We're going to discuss health tomorrow. If I'm able to finish up with health, then we'll discuss hospitality. But we'll only discuss hospitality if I'm able to build on that. No, 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 no. Let me put it this way. We can discuss hospitality at the peripheral level, the surface level. But I can't go in depth into hospitality tomorrow because it's going to take a whole day. It's going to take a whole day. Because it's going to take a whole day, a lot of pictures, and I have to build slides for hospitality because it's a lot that I have to cover. Because when it comes to covering hospitality, I want to concentrate on Onitsha. But I got to tell you, in about a month or two, I'm going to discuss hospitality in Nigeria, the whole of Nigeria. So it's going to be huge. You'll be shocked that Nigeria is not even making almost 200 to 500 billion dollars in hospitality alone. And hospitality is supposed to be 2 to 500 billion dollars in Nigeria revenue. But in a hindsight, you're looking at about close to 700 billion dollars. I don't think if I have can you do aviation short video? I do have short video on my I'm gonna check if I can do. Yeah, I've all short videos are very very good, but I'll try to start. I'm gonna do aviation short video, but but I do have some short videos on my channels though. I do have some. In fact, I do release short videos sometimes on a daily basis, but I haven't done it in a long time. But I'm gonna do some today. I'm gonna do one today after this program. But yes, I'm going to try to, do some short video, aviation short video. I will try to do that. Aviation short video, I'm sorry. Aviation short video. So I'm going to try to do that. Yeah. But I don't know if I can do aviation short video today. Okay. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So the hospitality is going to be huge. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be massive. It's going to be really, really massive because I think I have a lot of interest, and I have a lot of people that I know that are into tech, into I'm sorry, into hospitality, and those individuals, I'm going to talk about their business, how much they've done in business, and so that will really, really help in making people to understand. Yeah, it's good to keep. Let me try and type here too because it's good to type so that we can keep discussions going for future. Yeah, yeah, I will do some videos on aviation. Yeah, I do have some short videos too, but I'll be releasing some today. But I know, but the thing that I don't, one thing I don't like is that on the short videos, right? It's only 15 seconds. You can only say so much in a short thing. But I know the more people like my videos and stuff, I think they said if I hit certain hours on the video, they're going to give me more extra time. So I think when I get that, that will help. And also, I will be able to edit some of the videos and craft it into a 30 seconds video. But 15 is too short. It's too short, even too short to edit. Yeah, I do have some short videos on my channel. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to actually do. Yeah. So I hope you guys are ready for the next one. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about health. Health is very fundamental. It's very, very fundamental. Thank you so much. Yeah, share with the students. Please do share with the student, please. Yeah, do share with the students. I will like that. Do share with them. Share with the students because that will help a lot. It's going to help those students uh, to to be able to see how things are done, be able to focus in education, knowing fully well that their futures are bright. Have someone that can tell them on how to improve themselves, better themselves, and do good in school. Focus on school. Yeah, I would really appreciate if you do that. That would be very, very nice. I like that. I seriously like that. I like that a lot. Because one of the things that I really like to see is to see students succeed. What parents do is their problem. But I love to see students succeed. You know, I like to see students succeed because it's very, very good. We have to leave this world to a future generation. Yeah. Yeah, we have to leave this world to a future generation. The generation of tomorrow is is what we really need. We need that generation to do it better than us. Every generation wishes for the next generation to do better than them. If you don't wish that for your own children, it speaks volume. You have to always wish that your children are better than you. Don't ever, ever, ever in any mindset be jealous of your own kids. I bet you some people are. I heard that some people are jealous of their own kids. It doesn't make any sense. How can you be jealous of your own children? Yeah, thank you so much, guys, and have a good day. You guys have a good day, okay? Thank you, Prophetess Faith. I really enjoy you coming on this channel. I'm always going to recognize you. One of you, the first person that's is very, very constant and conversant on my channel. You keep the communication flowing. And I wish I can get. I'm just pushing a little bit for people to come mostly during the live live broadcast so that they can contribute towards the discussion. Because one thing that I really like to see people come up here is that when we discuss, have conversations like this, kids are listening. This is education, is for kids to better the kids of tomorrow. Kids are listening. Yeah, I do this for them. I do this for the youths, and I also do this for governments, corporations, businesses. I want them to always come to this site and listen. Run their cities efficient is very, very fundamental and very vital. Thank you so much for listening, and may you guys have a great and wonderful weekend. Thank you, and have a good night. Bye bye.